Hello and welcome back to the Survival Horror Guide, a show where we play and then review survival horror games. We rate them on their fear factor, and we give them an overall score. Finally, we send it over to the series' totally arbitrary rating system to see how it stacks up against the rest of the survival horror competition. And today for the show, we are checking out the last of the classic Silent Hill games, Silent Hill 3. Oh shit, oh it's on. Over the last few years, I've played a Silent Hill game a year. In 2020, we did Silent Hill. In 2021, we did Silent Hill 2, and here we are in 2022 with Silent Hill 3. And what's cool is this has been my first time really playing all of these games, so I have no bias. I have no nostalgia goggles or anything like that. I can call it as I see it with nothing else clouding my judgment. And dude, when I put up my Silent Hill 2 entry of the Survival Horror Guide, I was positive I was going to get flamed for putting it below the first game. I thought that was going to be like a major hot take, but the response was surprisingly okay. And some people even agreed with me, so thank you for being chill. Anyways, playing Silent Hill 3, I can definitely confirm that it's a Silent Hill game. Great work, writing team. But seriously, here's a game that takes what Silent Hill 1 and 2 did and doesn't really build on it a whole lot. In many ways, it's even a bit more limited and linear than those games, lacking the open world exploration the first two games offered. Not necessarily a bad thing, but there's definitely things like that which are clear indicators that this game didn't get as much development time, as much budget as the previous entries. It starts off with our teenage protagonist Heather just hanging out at the mall, but after being followed by some random detective guy, things immediately get weird. The mall gets completely desolate, no one's around, monsters start attacking, and things get very Silent Hilly. Grabbing my ass, dude! The game's narrative is pretty small in scope. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. And there's only just a small handful of characters, and they're all batshit crazy. Like, they're all ridiculous. And as you start to learn a bit about what's going on, you learn that there's a lot more to Heather than meets the eye. You see, Silent Hill 3 is a direct sequel to Silent Hill 1. Heather was in the first game, but just as a baby, and she has very direct ties to the town of Silent Hill and the messed up cult that resides there. Hell, even Harry Mason, the series' original protagonist, makes an appearance, albeit in a somewhat limited capacity. Harry, what did they do to you, dude? I already knew that this was a sequel to the first game going into it, but I'm pretty sure it was a big revelation for first-time players when the game first came out back in the day, because there's no clear indication that it's a direct sequel. So it's kind of neat. I definitely enjoy that the story is a continuation, seeing as how I really love the first game, even though it is undoubtedly all absolute nonsense. Like, look, the story is ludicrous, it's nonsensical, but it's self-aware. The game has a lot of tongue-in-cheek moments where it knows how ridiculous it is. Heather, as she starts meeting these people like Claudia and Vincent, who are such over-the-top comic book-like characters,
I know about the pleasures of this world.
She puts it together that, damn, these people are not normal, and the writing and voice acting is just insanely bad. It's insanely over the top, and I've been told it's bad on purpose. And I get it. I get more of a sense of intentional overacting and weird line delivery in this game, because Heather is actually pretty normal. Everyone else is crazy. It kind of lends itself to this surrealism of what's going on.
Is every person here a mental case?
And Heather even calls them out on it, which is hilarious.
Well, you're pretty loony yourself.
And once you think of it like that, it's not as bad, and it's just more entertaining. Like, everyone in the game is Leland from Twin Peaks. Even Douglas, who's supposed to be one of the normal ones, sounds like he's drunk, completely wasted, 24/7. It's insane.
Heather, is it really over?
Heather is truly the only normal one here, even if she is a bit too snarky at times, and sometimes doesn't really react how a person should.
I don't know. Don't you think blondes have more fun?
Yeah, her dad just died. Playing the game is also very familiar to previous games. Fixed camera angles, tank controls, and limited combat capabilities, which one would expect from a teenage girl. Classic survival horror stuff, I love it. But it also definitely has a thing that I've complained about in pretty much every Silent Hill game, where you spend way too much time randomly checking to see what doors you can open. Maybe a fault of the choice of setting is you're always going to hospitals or apartment buildings which naturally have a lot of doors, but it really gets tedious, and then you have to like keep referring to the map to see what doors you tried to make sure you didn't miss anything. It gets a little tiring. I was also disappointed in the enemy variety. I definitely don't play these games for their combat, no doubt, but enemies do stop being scary after you've seen the same one like 30 times, which is too bad because some of the designs are really great. I usually end up just running by all of them. And then there's these damn enemies that just knock you down in one hit. That's all they do, they just trip you. These ankle-picking bastards, they're super annoying. Again? But again, this is Silent Hill. It's about the vibe, the visuals, the music, the dank-ass ambience. And this game's got those. There's some great locations, some okay locations, and a subway level that was awful. And I enjoy the fact that all of these games take place in the same town, Silent Hill. There's a lot of familiarity, going back to the hospital and recalling, oh, this is where we got attacked by Pyramid Head last game. That stuff is kind of cool. There's lots of callbacks to previous games, and having played so many of them now back to back, it was a nice touch. Some may just see it as recycling old areas, some copy pasta, but I enjoyed it. Back at the beginning of 2020, we played Silent Hill 4: The Room. And what's crazy is there's actually notes that you can read in this game that are hints of things to come in that game. It referenced the orphanage and the tower in the middle of the woods. Super cool. Visually, this is probably one of the best looking PS2 games. Still fairly early in the PS2 life cycle too. It's super impressive. I did play the PC version with some mods to fix up the controls and resolution, and a lot of assets hold up. It's a great looking game. The things that stuck with me the most after playing are those certain WTF moments that every Silent Hill game has. The game has a handful of genuinely good scares. Little things that get under your skin and just stick with you. The mirror room, the happy birthday phone call I found super creepy. I enjoyed the doppelganger boss fight on the carousel. I even found the haunted house sequence at the amusement park to be really cool. I love stuff like that. There is a lot of really good, really creative stuff here.
Get it. Who would even think of doing something so disgusting?
On the fear factor scale, this game is a 7. The monsters stop being scary, but there's some genuinely good scares and creepy moments, and it's got that chilling Silent Hill atmosphere down. Did I just die? Is that just the game over? Overall, this game is a 7.5. It's a good game, and I did enjoy it. But being the third entry in the series, it doesn't do anything new. In many ways, it's a worse version of the game that came out before. Although it probably does have one of the series' strongest protagonists. Silent Hill fans will enjoy it, and if you've played Silent Hill 1, it's definitely worth checking out to close out the story. Now taking it over to the series' totally arbitrary rating system, Silent Hill 3 comes in at the number 11 spot. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Survival Horror Guide. As always, please let me know what you thought about it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. It does help me out a lot. And if there's any games you'd like to see covered on this series in the future, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Peace.
Shut your stinking mouth!